Jeremiah chapter 9 begins with the prophet's lament over the deep corruption and unfaithfulness of the people of Judah. Jeremiah wishes that he could find a place to weep for the people, as their hearts are full of deceit and wickedness. The people's actions are so evil that even the land itself mourns, and no one can be trusted. The chapter highlights the widespread dishonesty, betrayal, and greed among the people, as they fail to recognize the severity of their sin. The falsehoods of their leaders and the disregard for God's ways have led them down a path of destruction. God speaks through Jeremiah, declaring that judgment is coming upon the people because they have abandoned His commandments and chosen their own ways. Their hearts are described as deceitful, and they have exchanged the truth for lies. They continue to oppress one another, with no respect for the vulnerable, such as orphans and widows. The people of Judah have forsaken God's justice and have turned to idolatry, which only deepens their corruption. God calls for the people to weep for their sins and for the wickedness that has spread throughout the land. The chapter continues with God's declaration of judgment upon the people of Judah. He states that He will bring disaster upon them that they cannot escape. Their cities will be destroyed, and their land will be desolate. The people will be taken into exile, and their pride will be humbled. God also speaks about the futility of their reliance on false gods, warning them that their idols cannot save them from the coming wrath. He calls on them to understand that their rejection of Him is the root cause of their troubles, and only by returning to Him can they find true restoration. Finally, Jeremiah reflects on the painful reality that the people's sin has reached a point where judgment is unavoidable. He contrasts the people's false trust in their own power and wealth with the true wisdom that comes from knowing and fearing God. God declares that He will punish the nations and peoples who do not turn to Him, but that the remnant who trust in His ways will find peace. The chapter ends with a solemn reminder that the ultimate judgment of God will be based on true righteousness and faithfulness, not on outward appearances or worldly success. Let's now read Jeremiah chapter 9. Oh, that my head were waters, and mine eyes a fountain of tears, that I might weep day and night for the slain of the daughter of my people. Oh, that I had in the wilderness a lodging place of wayfaring men, that I might leave my people, and go from them. For they be all adulterers, an assembly of treacherous men. And they bend their tongues like their bow for lies, but they are not valiant for the truth upon the earth, for they proceed from evil to evil, and they know not me, saith the Lord. Take ye heed every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother, for every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders. And they will deceive every one his neighbor, and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies, and weary themselves to commit iniquity. Thine habitation is in the midst of deceit, through deceit they refuse to know me, saith the Lord. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, Behold, I will melt them, and try them, for how shall I do for the daughter of my people? Their tongue is as an arrow shot out, it speaketh deceit, one speaketh peaceably to his neighbor with his mouth, but in heart he layeth his wait. Shall I not visit them for these things? Saith the Lord, shall not my soul be avenged on such a nation as this? For the mountains will I take up a weeping and wailing, and for the habitations of the wilderness a lamentation, because they are burned up, so that none can pass through them, neither can men hear the voice of the cattle, both the fowl of the heavens and the beast are fled, they are gone. And I will make Jerusalem heaps, and a den of dragons, and I will make the cities of Judah desolate, without an inhabitant. Who is the wise man, that may understand this? And who is he to whom the mouth of the Lord hath spoken, that he may declare it? For what the land perisheth and is burned up like a wilderness, that none passeth through. And the Lord saith, Because they have forsaken my law which I set before them, and have not obeyed my voice, neither walked therein, but have walked after the imagination of their own heart, and after Balaam, which their fathers taught them. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, Behold, I will feed them, even this people, with wormwood, and give them water of gall to drink. I will scatter them also among the heathen, whom neither they nor their fathers have known, and I will send a sword after them, till I have consumed them. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, Consider ye, and call for the mourning women, that they may come, and send for cunning women, that they may come. And let them make haste, and take up a wailing for us, that our eyes may run down with tears, and our eyelids gush out with waters. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How are we spoiled? We are greatly confounded, because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. Yet hear the word of the Lord, O ye women, and let your ear receive the word of his mouth, and teach your daughters wailing, and every one her neighbor lamentation. For death is come up into our windows, and is entered into our palaces, to cut off the children from without, and the young men from the streets. Speak, thus saith the Lord, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the open field, and as the handful after the harvestman, and none shall gather them. Thus saith the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches. But let him that glorieth glory in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me, that I am the Lord which exercise lovingkindness, judgment, and righteousness, in the earth, for in these things I delight, saith the Lord. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will punish all them which are circumcised with the uncircumcised. Egypt, and Judah, and Edom, and the children of Ammon, and Moab, and all that are in the utmost corners, that dwell in the wilderness, for all these nations are uncircumcised, and all the house of Israel are uncircumcised in the heart. This ends our reading of Jeremiah chapter 9.